I was born and raised in New York City by two parents who grew up in Fuzhou, China. And for most of my life, Fuzhou was just a place my parents were from. I knew the food, I knew bits and pieces of the language, and I knew I still had family there. But I'd never really been back as an adult old enough to actually take it in. Early this year, I went back with my family, and I wanted to document my time there. As someone who grew up with the influence of two cultures, it could feel like you don't fully belong in either. Instead, you land in a space more layered and nuanced, somewhere in between. So I've been trying to find a way to explain what it's like growing up as a first-generation kid in America, and the best analogy that I came up with was this color analogy. My parents are red. They grew up in China and were raised by Chinese parents. Then they came to America and had me and my sister. We were born and raised here, in blue, and over time we became purple. We grew up in a very Chinese household. The food, the language, expectations. But outside of that, everything was American. Friends, school, the way I saw the world. Growing up in New York City, I was surrounded by purples. Purples that had different shades depending on how heavy their red and blue influences were. I've always wanted to visit Fuzhou again as an adult, and this trip was just that. I got to visit family, eat some good food, and enjoy the environment. It's for my followers. For most of my life, I was always closer to my mom's side of the family, mainly because they were here in America with us. They also spoke English. My dad's side, I grew up with for the first couple years of my life as a baby, so I don't really remember them. But going back to Fuzhou this year was the first time I actually got to spend real time with that side of the family. And there was a language barrier for sure, but it didn't stop us from connecting. And we ate a lot of food, and that's where I actually noticed the most similarities. There's always food on the table. Every hour there was something new that would be, that would appear on the table. It was a lot of, you try this, you have to try this, or, oh, you really like that? Here's 10 more plates of it. And I found that interesting because it was the same kind of energy I grew up with in New York City with my mom's side of the family, but it was just in Fuzhou with my dad's side of the family. And of course I have to talk about the language barrier because that was just crazy. I was looking through footage of myself in China and I'm a little embarrassed at how bad my Chinese has gotten. Any non-native Chinese speaker, anyone who doesn't understand Chinese could probably understand what I was saying or get the gist of what I was saying. That's how bad my Chinese was. So I was ordering this and he kept speaking to me in Chinese and I started to not understand it because the words were getting harder. And then I was like, I told him, I'm so sorry, my Chinese is not that good. And he was like, yeah, I could tell. Yeah, that was it. I'm gonna be trying the Tsingtao beer. It is apparently the winner of 2024 World Beer Championships. Let's try it. 我在 filming a video. I'm filming a video, Mom. Maybe I'll try. It's got a weird aftertaste. What do you think? 很 weird 一点, right? Aftertaste 很像 apple 一点 at the end. So there's this saying that's been going around for a while, which is, I'm in a very Chinese time in my life. And I think as controversial as it is, I think if you're Chinese or part Chinese, it's a very valid experience to be in, especially at this point in time. A lot of first generation kids whose families immigrated from China to America to give their kids a better life. They are at the age, late 20s, early 30s, maybe even late 30s, where they have settled enough, they are old enough to really explore that part of their identity. And you start feeling this pull back towards that part of yourself that you just want to explore more, and you want to go back and actually see where you come from, not just hear it from your parents or see it from photo albums, but you want to experience it fully yourself. And I don't think this is just a Chinese thing. I think if you grew up in between two cultures, there's probably a version of this feeling that you recognize.